Do you want to study your Bible, but you have no idea where to start? Are you trying to get to grips with what software and what features and what Bibles to get, but you are completely overwhelmed? Well, stick around, because this is the only guide that you will ever need. Welcome to Bible Study 101. Ahoy everyone, and welcome to this video. I just want to say thank you for tuning in, and we're going to be going through everything. I'm not going to be gatekeeping anything at all. This is all the knowledge that I have gained, and I offer it to you, the viewer, completely for free. So take what you want, pick and choose. I'll be giving some recommendations. I'll be showing you some software. I'll be showing you some different options for physical Bibles. So without further ado, let's dive in with our first topic, my personal recommendation. Okay, so I've spent a lot of time gathering many different Bibles over the years. I have a lot.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But it's okay, because I've narrowed down what I personally enjoy in a Bible, and I've learned some things along the way, and this is the knowledge that I am passing on to you, the viewer. So my first recommendation is get yourself a physical Bible. There's nothing better than having a physical Bible in your hands, okay? One that you can touch, you can bend, you can open and flick through the pages, and yes, even smell that good old leather.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, now that's out of the way. This here is my personal go-to at the moment. So this here is the Cambridge Cameo. This also includes the Apocrypha, or the Judah Chronicles, however you want to call them. This here is a calfskin bound book. However, it's not edge-lined. Now, what is the difference between an edge-lined Bible and a paste down? So a paste down has what this is. So this here is simply, the cover is just simply pasted down. There's just the leather's folded over, or the leather soft if you're going for a leather soft version. Yes, there are synthetic leathers available. There's also paperbacks and hardbacks, although I don't recommend getting yourself a paperback because the glue in those are terrible. Stay away from paperbacks. So here you can see that this is glued down, and it's a strong glue. It's not going to come undone very easily. This also has some reinforcement tape along the spine there. I don't know if you can potentially see that little line. That's reinforcement tape, so that helps keep things together. But if you're looking for an edge-line Bible, this is the more premium option, but this will ensure that your Bible will stick together for a lifetime. And this means that this is something you can pass down to your children. So here we see in there, I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So in there, you can see a little sort of tab, as it were, with a little bit of a hard bit here. So what this is basically they've taken the leather cover on the inside, okay, so it has a leather liner, and they've basically split that down the middle, and they folded it over, and they've glued it onto some vinyl, and basically it adds structural integrity to the Bible, so it's not going to fall apart. But that's if you're going for a really expensive option. You don't need to spend a lot to get a good Bible. For instance, I'm just going to come over here onto my desktop, and you can see this is the Trinitarian Bible Society. This is an organization that puts out the King James version. Yes, they are King James only, but that's okay, because they provide resources to help you understand the KJV. I personally have been using the New King James all of my life, especially now since I came back to Christ and entering into the Orthodox faith. But they provide some really, really great options. So if we have a look over here on the website, we go into store, choose your branch. So I'm in UK, Europe, and then it gives you all of the different options. So you have Bibles without references, Bibles with references. Let's click on Bibles without references. So here we have the Royal Ruby Text Bible. So this is a Bible that's about this size. Okay, so it's quite compact. It's quite slim. It's not as thick as this, but it is high quality. Also as well, they have the Windsor. This is a more modern typesetting. So this doesn't have the old-timey sort of looking Bible text. So this Cameo here, if I switch over to my face cam, this Bible here has sort of like an old-timey look in it, as you can see. But if you were to compare it to something else with a bit more of a modern typeset, you can clearly see the difference there. So you can see it's nicely typeset, nice and clean. Now, the next option is to get a Bible with references. This is my personal recommendation. If you're going to be doing Bible study, if you're going to be doing serious Bible study, my recommendation is at least get a Bible with cross-references or a referencing system of some form. You can get what's called a Thompson Chain Reference Bible. These are published by Zondervan. They come in the New American Standard Bible. They come in the New International Version. They come in the English Standard Version, the King James, maybe the New King James. I'm not quite sure on that one. They come in a variety of different translations. And basically what it does is it has a referencing system where it has a number. So if you want to study the word faith, you go to the back of the Bible and you find the word faith, and it tells you where the first instance of that word is. So you go and you flip through into the Bible section and you find that word and you have a look at it, and then it tells you where the next word is. So you follow a chain around the Bible. So it's a chain reference system. It's very clever. It's very engaging. It's highly worth checking out. Now, the Trinitarian Bible Society also offer Bible translations with references. They offer Bibles with references, rather. So here we see different versions. Oh, that's a bit too far. So here we see the Pocket Reference Bible. I wouldn't go for this option. It's going to be a bit too small. So they have the Compact Westminster Reference Bible, the Classic Reference Bible, Westminster Reference Bible, and also the large print Westminster Reference Bible. Now, a little bit of a fun fact for you. So the Classic Reference Bible you can see on the screen now is exactly the same as this Cameo, okay? It's cheaper. It's exactly the same inside as it is on the Trinitarian Bible Society website. If you get it from Cambridge, if you get it from Trinitarian Bible Society, it's going to be the same exact insides. It's going to have that old-timey look with references in the middle. It's going to have 2 columns. Really good deal, okay? If you like the feel of an old-timey Bible, go nuts with that one. That's a really good Bible. The Westminster Reference Bible, however, I think is the creme de la creme of any referencing system in any Bible. This has over 200,000 cross-references. So let me show you what I mean. So this is the Westminster Reference Bible. Okay, there's the spine there. This is a Mariva calfskin leather. It's incredibly soft and smooth. It's very flexible, as you can see here. Very flexible indeed. You can do all kinds of Bible yoga with it. But one thing that I absolutely adore is the amount of cross references. If you just see on the 2 columns either side of the text there, you can see that beautiful cross referencing system. You won't find cross references in such a number in any other Bible. You really won't. So highly, highly, highly recommend this. Now you may be saying to yourself, Sam, I don't understand the King James. It's got all kinds of old words and old-timey language. Don't worry, okay? We have a solution for you, and it's put out by the Trinitarian Bible Society, okay? This is what you need, okay? This is their publication of a Bible word list and daily reading plan. In here, it literally tells you what each word means. For instance, collops, it means lumps. and that's found in Job 15, verse 27. Okay? Tells you where these words appear, what they mean. Is a really helpful guide. It's also got a reading plan in the back, but I will show you where to find this on their website. So if we come out of here, we scroll down to other publications, Bible word list and reading plan there. It's free, guys. You've got no excuse. Okay, this is a really helpful way to get into the King James if you are wanting to get into the King James. If you don't want to use the King James, there are plenty of affordable options for the New King James. Okay, you can get different leather soft covers. There's leather soft, is the synthetic leather that Thomas Nelson publishes. They are fantastic, really great. They hold up really well. So honestly, just go for it. Okay, you're gonna be okay. It depends on what you are wanting from a translation. If you are okay with getting to grips with the King James, that's fine. Go for it. There's plenty of helps and resources available for you. If you're not comfortable with that, maybe go for the New King James or even something like the ESV or things like that. We'll get into Bible translations in a bit later on. But this is something that you can get that will help you. Also, as well, one thing I will show you, if you're interested in Koine Greek, in learning Greek, they offer a Koine Greek New Testament. It's £38. This is really, really good. A really good publication. It literally just, it's in Koine Greek. It is literally what the manuscripts say. It's the entirety of the New Testament. Okay, so right away from Matthew to Revelation. Really great stuff, guys. Really great stuff. Also, as well, I'll show you this. In the Westminster Reference Bible, right at the front, there are some various bits of help that also help you with how to use the Bible, but also what all these different words mean. All of these, thous, and thines, and things like that tells you what they mean in modern English. It gives you all the help that you possibly need. And also, as well, if you were to get the Westminster Reference Bible, the first time these words come up in the text, or these old-timey words, it tells you in the margin what they mean. This here is built into this. This is probably one of the best resources you can possibly get, is a Westminster Reference Bible. It doesn't offer the Deuterochronicles or the Apocrypha. That is something that they will never publish. It's a stance that they have taken as a Protestant organisation. That's okay. There are options available for you to get the Deuterochronicles. For instance, the Cameo does have an option for the Apocrypha or Deuterochronicles. Also, as well, Thomas Nelson does publish a King James version with the Apocrypha or Deuterochronicles. Also, as well, if you're wanting a more up-to-date translation, you can get the ESV with the Apocrypha / Deuterochronicles from Cambridge. Okay, this is the Diadem. This has got a calfskin cover. This is edge-lined. And it is a beautiful enlargement of their Pit Minions. Pit Minions are basically their pocket Bibles, and this has a referencing system in there as well. Also, as well, fun fact for you, these ones also has cross references in the Deuterochronicles. It has cross references in there, which is absolutely fantastic. When you get into the New Testament, red letter. Okay, I love a red letter Bible. Absolutely adore a red letter Bible. Highly, highly recommend that. Also, as well, this Cameo has red letters as well. If we go to the New Testament, we see in there we have red letters. Okay, this is basically, red letters are the words of Jesus highlighted in red. Makes it a bit easier to study. I love red letters. Okay, there are people who hate them, and that's fine. One caveat I will tell you is that the Trinitarian Bible Society does not offer any red letter Bibles. All of them are black letter. Okay, so if that is something that you're really after, I would probably not go with something from the Trinitarian Bible Society, but it's okay. I can read easily a Bible doesn't have red letters. It's not a make or break for me. Okay, so this is basically my introductory sort of like recommendations, my personal recommendations, as to sort of the bare minimums that you would need in a physical Bible. If money really is a objection, the Trinitarian Bible Society is a great option. Also, as well, keep a lookout for Prime deals on Amazon. Also, as well, look at Black Friday deals as well across the internet. Tons of great deals all year round for Bibles. Really, really worth keeping an eye out. And if you find a version or a translation or an edition that you really want, stick it into YouTube. Watch unboxings. There are tons of channels that offer unboxing videos available for free, and they show you what it looks like in the box, out the box. They give a little review, flip through the page, talk about the GSM, things like that. So the GSM, by the way, is the paper weight. It's the weight of the paper. So the higher the number, the higher the weight, and also the thicker the paper, and the lower the number, the thinner the paper and the lighter the page. But if you get less than sort of half, around about 20 GSM or something like that, you start to see more and more ghosting. Ghosting is when you see the text on the other side of the page through the page that you're reading. It can be a little bit off-putting, but most Bibles nowadays are what they call line matched. So line matched is when they line up the text with the text on the back. So it's line for line. So it reduces ghosting, especially on thinner Bible pages. It's a really good thing that Bible publishers have started to do. So that basically wraps up my list of recommendations and sort of an introduction into Bibles. Okay, we talked about my introduction to Bibles, and now we're going to be talking about translations. Now, as an Orthodox catechumen, I prefer the Byzantine text tradition, or essentially the Textus Receptus, or the received text tradition, which is going to be your translations of the King James, the New King James, and the modern English version. These are going to be where the Orthodox Church has endorsed. You'll have different options available for you if you are a Catholic. If you are a Protestant, you have a much more wider selection of translations available to you. Not that Orthodox or Catholics can't use those translations. It just means that the Orthodox and Catholic translations include the Jewish Chronicles. The Protestant Bibles only have 66 books. That's just simply the make or break. But let's dive in and do a tier list. So this is just a little bit of fun I thought I'd do to give you my personal ranking. So we have S tier, which is the GOAT. Okay, GOAT tier. These are basically, you cannot go wrong with these translations. They are time tested, firm, good translations. And also as well, it's worth bearing in mind, no translation is perfect. Okay, there will be issues with every single translation in some place, because the Hebrew and the Greek are notoriously difficult to get into the English language. So we have to do a whole bunch of jumping through hoops in order to make it understandable. So without further ado, let's start with the Message. I'm going to put that in crap. It's a paraphrase. A paraphrase is actually, this is a good point. Let's do an explanation as to the spectrum of Bibles. So you have word-for-word translations and thought-for-thought translations, okay? And Bibles will land somewhere along that journey. So word-for-word is going to be literally what the text says in the original languages, translated basically verbatim into English. It might make things a little bit harder to understand in places, but they do their best to transliterate essentially the text into English as best as they possibly can, as accurately as they possibly can. So I highly, highly recommend for you to do some research on Bible translations, where they fall within that spectrum. To give you a general overview, we have the New American Standard Bible on the word-for-word side, as well as the ESV, King James, New King James, the LSB. Those are all very word-for-word translations, very literal translations. And then moving into the middle of the road, we have things like the CSB and the NIV. Those are very much middle of the road. It's not word for word, but it's also not completely thought for thought. It's a mix of the two. And then going into thought for thought, we have things like the New Living Translation. Okay, so don't worry, we're going to be dealing with our list now. So let's switch back over to there and carry on. Amplified Bible, I have no idea about the Amplified Bible. I apologize. And also as well, worth bearing in mind, this is my personal list. This is what I personally enjoy, and what I've read, what I've experienced, knowledge I've gained over the years. There will be things that I'm not familiar with, but that's okay. The NET, that is going to definitely go into worth reading. That is a very good translation. And also as well, if you can get a copy of the new, I can't remember what the name is, the Net Bible, if you can get the NET with the notes are some of the best notes out there. It tells you what the translators were thinking, why they translated things the way they did, and it goes through literally step by step as to their entire translation process for that passage or a specific word or what have you. It is fantastic. It gives you really deep insight into the world of Bible translation. Good News Bible. Sorry, going into a void. It's not a good translation. There are far better options available for you. It's just not worth the effort. The NEB. I'm not too familiar with that one. I'm going to put that in unfamiliar just to be on the safe side. Tyndale. Meh. It's okay. It's all right. It's fine-ish. There are better options, but it's fine. You know, it's better than the Message, I'd say. Gosword, I have no idea about that translation at all, and I don't even know what that one is. The Readable Bible. I'm going to put that in there. There are better options. Simply put, there are better options out there. MEV, I'm going to put that in A. Worth reading, especially if you struggle with the text, if you struggle with a more word-for-word option. MEV is fantastic. Go with the MEV. Really good option. CSB, I'm going to put that in definitely worth reading. CSB is a middle-of-the-road translation. It's neither word-for-word or thought-for-thought, and it balances the two. It tries to be as word-for-word as possible, but when it needs to go into thought-for-thought, it just goes into thought-for-thought. It makes it a very dynamic translation, very easy-to-understand translation, very middle-of-the-road. So CSB is a fantastic option for you. The Living Bible, no idea about that one. Young's, don't know about that one. Dewey Rames, I'm going to put that in A, worth reading. Dewey Rames is fantastic. It is basically the Catholic version of the King James. I think the King James has a slight edge. I think it translates one or two things a little bit better. But we're not going to go into that now. I've no idea what conformity version is. The NAB. I say crap. It's not great. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Yeah. That's just the same MAB. I don't know why it's in there twice. The Knox Bible, I'm not familiar with the Knox Bible at all. Jerusalem Bible, however, very much a meh translation, and the New Jerusalem Bible as well. Those are sort of they're fine. They're fine translations. They're good. There are people who really enjoy them. There are people who don't like them, and that's fine. You know, you just need to find a translation that works for you. NIV. Sorry, guys, I'm putting it in crap. It's the CSB is such a better option. The NIV, if it was the original 1980s translation, 1970s translation, it would be definitely an A. But the modern changes they've done to the NIV just doesn't make it worth it. It's just not worth it, guys. Just go with the CSB. You'll have a much better time. Much better time. New Catholic Bible, I'm going to put that in worth reading. That is a good option. If you're not wanting to go with the Douay Rheims, go with the New Catholic Bible. That does some really good translation on certain passages. Passion Translation. It's not quite heretical, but definitely avoid it. Do not go with that with the 10-foot. But actually, you know what? I'm going to stick it in heretical. Just stay well away from the Passion Translation. It is not good. Don't go with it. The scholarly research that's been done on it say, in a unanimous consensus, said it is absolutely atrocious as a translation and should be avoided. It's done by one person, and that generally isn't very good. When you're coming for a translation, you need to have a group of people in a council or consensus or a committee or what have you, whatever you want to call it. You need to have a group of people all voting on a decision. Joseph Smith's new translation of the Bible, that is heretical. He added passages in Genesis that added him into the Bible, so step away from that. And also as well, the New World Translation is the Jehovah's Witness Bible. Stay away from that. That is heretical. Fiddles with the text. Fiddles with the text far beyond what it needs to be fiddled with, just to suit their agenda. Fiddles with John at the beginning of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. It says, and the Word was a God. The A doesn't appear in the original Greek. Orthodox Study Bible. We're going to put that in our first GOAT. Orthodox Study Bible is fantastic. It is absolutely, genuinely amazing. Has some really, really solid notes in it. It's even got pictures of icons in there. Really, really good. Go with that one if you are Orthodox. Or want to learn a bit more about Orthodoxy and want to, read scripture from the Orthodox point of view, pick up a copy of the Orthodox Study Bible. Fantastic. Septuagint, I'm going to put that in worth reading, as well as Septuagint. The only reason why that's high is because it includes the New Testament as well. It's a more complete version. I don't know about that one. Sorry, don't know about the Brento Septuagint. Geneva Bible. I haven't really read that one. I've heard of it. I haven't really read it. NASB, that is going in the GOAT section. NASB is a fantastic scholarly work. It does some really, really solid choices. However, I would choose to go with the 1995 version of the NASB rather than the 2020. Simply put, because they make some changes with the NASB that make it more in line with the CSB, and I don't think that's the way it should have gone. It didn't need an update. I don't know why they did an update, but here we go. NLT, I'm going to put that in meh. Simply put, because I'm not really a thought for thought kind of guy. NLT is a thought for thought translation. It is worth just holding fire and getting something like the CSB. I can't stress this enough. The CSB is a fantastic option if you struggle with reading scripture. Genuinely, okay? HCSB. I'm going to put that in meh. I think the update to the CSB improves a few things. ESV. Going in the GOAT section. Nothing like the ESV. There's also this ESV Catholic edition that is starting to come out now in more recent years. Really good option if you want the Deuterochronicles in there. The ESV team did translate the entirety of the Apocrypha, or the Deuterochronicles, whatever you want to call it. Fantastic. Really, really good. Really scholarly work, and it is probably one of the most popular translations available out there right now. NRSV. Do I put it in crap or avoid? I'm going to put it in avoid. It fiddles with things like in Genesis. It calls the Spirit the wind of God, which fiddles with Trinity. It's also changing certain verses in Corinthians and Romans and things like that that do with homosexuality and things which shouldn't need to be changed or fiddled with. Not worth it. Not worth it. Avoid it. There are better options. People rave about the NRSV. It is a terrible translation. I'm sorry. That is my personal opinion. It is not a good translation. There are far better options for you. RSV. I'm going to put that in the GOAT. Specifically the RSV 2CE. RSV 2CE is a fantastic rendition of the RSV with the Tutor Chronicles in there. Really, really good version, in my personal opinion. Highly recommend it. CB, I don't know about that one. New King James. Got to go in the GOAT. Got to go in the GOAT. NKJV has been my go-to translation. It takes the beauty of the King James, updates it into modern language. It gets some things a bit skew-iffy, but that's okay. And of course, King James. Oh, I don't think that needs any explanation as to why that is a GOAT translation. It is the OG, the original. It still is an incredibly popular Bible translation. So, guys, it's okay. It's not as scary as you think. If you put the work in, it's not as scary as you think. And the LSB, I'm actually going to put that in GOAT because that provides an update to the 1995 NASB and it adds the divine name of Yahweh. However, I would caveat that with the fact that there is definitely Calvinistic and evangelical readings into the text with the LSB, but it is very solid. There is a lot of scholarly research that's gone into various different bits and pieces. So that is my list. Okay. I hope you guys have enjoyed that little section there, a little bit of an interlude. So that should give you a little bit of an idea as to my thoughts on different translations, my preferences. I'm very much a scholarly person, so I will go with a scholarly translation, a very word-for-word literal translation. That is what I read. But you might be a bit different. So just experiment and find the translation that's right for you. Okay, so study Bibles. This is another option. Every major translation will have a study Bible that goes along with it. The CSB has a study Bible, the NKJV, the KJV, the NASB. You've got also as well the Thompson Chain Reference Bibles that can be labeled technically as a study Bible, as can the Westminster Reference Bible. Those are options for you. So this here is the ESV Study Bible. This is considered the GOAT of study Bibles. It has basically an entire seminary's course worth of content in there. And it has things like charts and maps and notes and things like that. It is fantastic. It is a really, really good option. It also has cross references as well, like I was talking about earlier. Solid. Especially if you like the ESV translation. I don't think personally you can go wrong. It even has these beautiful full color illustrations in there. About Jerusalem in the time of Jesus, and various different things, proper maps showing you journeys and things, book introductions. Really, really worth it. Another option as well for people who are leaning into the Orthodox way, or the RSV has a fantastic study Bible. This is the Great Adventure. The Very Great Adventure Bible or something like that uses the RSV 2CE. Really good option there. But also as well, we've got the Orthodox Study Bible. Need I say more? This has notes from the church fathers. It also has icons built into it, which is a fantastic nice little touch that they added in. Really solid, really good. Highly recommend it. It's got really good articles in there on certain things. It also tells you how to read the Bible, different articles and stuff. So I highly recommend this option if you're looking into the Orthodox faith. It's basically an essential. And it's got all the Deuterochronicles that the Orthodox Church uses, which is more than the Catholics and definitely more than the Protestants, but that's okay because we have love for everyone here and there are options for everyone. Okay, so this is a fantastic way to dive into the scriptures and to gain knowledge and to deepen your connection with God and to understand the historical, geographical, political context in which that text was written. It gives you an explanation of difficult passages and things like that. And so hopefully that can help you understand why it's so important for you to actually get in and understand the scriptures. Okay, software. Okay, we're going to start off with paid software and then we're going to go into the free options. So this is going to be a whistle-stop tour. Bear with me. This is going to be okay. We're going to get through this together. This might seem a little bit overwhelming, but it's okay. So this here is Logos. This is fantastic. If you want to do in-depth Bible study, this is my personal recommendation as a software to get. You have here, we've got the New King James Version open to Romans 8:12. Have the interlinear open so you can see the Greek and the English transliteration of it. So all you do is you click and it takes you in the Strong's Greek reference to there. It tells you what it means. It's fantastic. Really, really, really good. Really, really, really good. Highly recommend that. If you can get an option that includes a a dictionary or and something that involves the strongest numbering system, get it, because it's going to help you massively. You can also do a Bible word study as well. So if I want to do something on here, I just right click and I can go into the Strong's Greek there. It also as well, I can do a Bible word study on that word. It shows you die in water to drown. Okay, to die. It tells you as well, really cool here. It tells you all the different options. So you've got dead, perish from dying, death, slain, mortal, die, died, dies. And if you click into that as well, it tells you all of the different options as to where that word occurs in that context, which is super cool. Also as well, I've got a commentary open. This basically has got everything you possibly need. It's got commentaries, it's got resources, it's got little dictionaries and glossaries and maps and things like that, media, all kinds of things. Give you a little bit of a little tour through some of the stuff. Got different bits of media. It's got some quotes by people. Got different things of church fathers, Basil of Caesarea there. You can copy it and put it into your PowerPoint presentation. All that stuff is available to you. And one thing with Logos, once you purchase a book, you own that book. That's yours. You can do with it what you want. So have at it. If you want to print off sections, you print them off. If you want to copy and paste things into a PowerPoint presentation, you put it into a PowerPoint presentation. You own that resource. So this is a really, really great way. This is a really quick whistle-stop tour around different bits and pieces. As you can see in my library, I've got 796 things in there. Loads of different books and things like that. I mean, all this stuff as well can be linked to, everything is linked. So the whole point with Logos stuff is that they'll create a Logos version which links to scripture, links to different resources, and all of it is basically like a big spider web of content and stuff that all cross-references each other, and you can pull things up. So for instance, if I were to go into here and search faith, help if I spelt faith right. Okay, and go Fact Book to Faith, Romans 8:12 faith. Gives you a little bit of a thing here. It gives you some sermons. Romans 8:12 got a little bit of a media here of the of some papyrus as well. This is it's guys, you cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong with this. Cannot go wrong. Preaching theme, here we go, faith. Talks about it from the Lexham Bible Dictionary. Gives you a whole bunch of videos and things, key passages talking about faith. Guys, it's all here. It is all here. Biblical senses, all in the dictionaries and stuff, systematic theologies. This is what I use to study because it is so powerful. It gives you everything that you possibly need. It's really, really, really good stuff. And one of the great things as well is that the software has just had an update. So if we switch over to here, we can see the if I just click get started now, so you can have a look. So you can have monthly. That's $9.99 US or £7.71 per month, and that's with a discount applied. So typically it's around about £11.56 a month. £7.71 for the Premium, Pro, Max. I don't think you need Max unless you're going to be diving deep into all of the biblical languages and stuff. It gives you some tools for that, for the original languages. Pro, I think, is ample for the top tier. Premium is fine. Gives you a whole bunch of stuff. Gives you a bunch of books. Gives you Bibles, commentaries, dictionaries, Old Testament stories, general devotionals, all as part of your subscription. So it's much more easier to get into Logos now. And if you subscribe for 2 years, they give you a legacy fallback license, which means that you keep all of the non-AI features. They've put a whole bunch of AI into this, which means that it's got like summaries built in. It's got a sermon builder. It's got stuff to do with language translation. If you've got a book in your library that's in German, you want to translate it to English, you can do that, and you read it in English. Really good stuff, guys. Really highly recommend Logos. Another option is Accordance. Accordance is very good. I don't personally use Accordance, but it is very powerful. It entirely depends on what you like and what sort of jives with you. This does have a trial version, and also as well, Logos has an option to download Logos. You've got the Logos desktop app. Just click that. You can download the latest version of Logos for free and use it. You don't have to pay for certain features and things. It's fine, guys. You don't need to pay. You can get access to the bare bones of Logos completely for free, and you can just build your library over time. Also as well, fun fact about Logos, they give you ebooks to read for free, and they discount a whole bunch of other stuff. These guys know how to look after people. They really do. So it's well worth it. Well worth it, in my opinion. Accordance is fine. I did try it, but I didn't really get on with it. But I can see why people would like it. $38. It doesn't include any content. This is just the software. So if you want to get the basic starter Accordance 14, $49. It includes new features: dynamic word study, custom phrasing, easy answers, quick click navigation, improved dark mode support. So if you're like me and you love dark mode, then great stuff. This has an option for that. This tells you all the stuff it's got in there. It's got ESV with Strong's, the WB King James version with Strong's. It's got a whole bunch of stuff, and you can add stuff in the store as well as to what you want. You can even add the Legacy Standard Bible for free. Got the ESV, they've got the NKJV. So it's entirely up to you what you choose to do. I think personally, the Logos system has much better packages. If I were to do, I just type in Orthodox. If I scroll down here, we should have an option for Legacy. There we go. Orthodox Bronze Legacy Library. There you go. So what they do is they offer like groups of books and things like that according to your denomination. They have ones for Baptist, Pentecostal, even have a entire Catholic version called Verbum, which is all geared towards Catholicism. Here we have a fantastic way of getting into your denomination, and they offer really good discounts on it. If you already own the software, you can just add this to your library, and you own all those books. Apologies, you own all those books permanently. So they will never take those books away. So you are fine. Okay. So that's just a brief sort of tour as to some of the options available to you. And now we get onto the good stuff. We get onto the free options. Okay, so here we have it, guys. Free stuff. So let's switch over to our camera, our screen capture. You can see the first option here is Blue Letter Bible. This is basically the free version of Logos. You have everything that Logos has. It's just limited in terms of resources you have available. So if we do John 1:1, search for that, there you go. You just simply click on tools there. You have interlinear, you have different Bibles, you cross-references, commentaries. You click into commentaries, it got all of these stuff, text commentaries, ESV Global Study Bible, footnotes for John 1. Click it, it gives you all the footnotes. You cannot go wrong with Blue Letter Bible. Only caveat is that this is available only online. I wish, two things I wish about Blue Letter Bible. I wish they'd update their UI. The user interface is a little dated now. And the second one, I really wish they did like an offline version. I would happily pay to have an offline version of Blue Letter Bible because it is that good. It's very easy to use, and there are people who simply just use Blue Letter Bible and they are completely fine. That's how they study. Great stuff. Really good. So sign up for a free account, get stuck in. It's really easy to use. BibleGateway, this is really good for linking stuff together. So John 1:1, and then we put a little thing like that, and then we go John 3:16. It gives you John 1 and John 3:16. It has all of the Bible versions available. I mean, all of these versions available for free to read. It's even got all the footnotes and things like that. So if we were to go into, let's just go into the Authorized King James, read full chapter. Actually, no, let's go into the New King James because I know that that one has footnotes. Here we go. Or Overcome. There you go. It gives you the translation footnotes. It's really good. This website's fantastic for just exploring Bible translations or even just looking up a quick Bible verse. Fantastic. Don't sleep on Bible Gateway. It is brilliant. Another one, if you're wanting to do stuff with interlinear, my personal recommendation, BibleHub.com has the best tools for interlinears out there on the market for free. This one, so you have in beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and God was the Word. That is the literal translation of John 1. Here we have en arche en hologos. So if we click it, so logos, we click on that word. It shows you all of the instances where logos occurs. You go back, click on there. Gives you all the concordance, help word studies, lexicons. Don't sleep on this. This is a fantastic way to get into the interlinears of the translation, to look at the original languages in the Greek and the Hebrew. Guys, go for it. Really, really, really solid, good resource this is, especially for interlinears. It even has different translations as well. Can't go wrong. Next one, eSword. This is basically a free downloadable piece of software for your PC, mobile devices, things like that. Also worth bearing in mind, Logos and Accordance also have mobile apps. So you can get it on your phone, on your tablet, and you can study on the go. eSword also does this as well, as does Blue Letter Bible. Blue Letter Bible has a mobile app. But here we have, it's a very old user interface. Again, I wish they would update the user interface at least. Make it a bit more easier to navigate. You know, something on akin to Accordance or Logos would go leaps and bounds, but it's fine. It's very functional. It's very in-depth. Surprisingly, it's a lot of free stuff. There's very different translations available for a whole bunch of stuff. You can get eSword X for the Mac and for the iPad and the iPhone. Those cost money. That's the only caveat. They are the only ones that cost money. The PC and the Android one are completely free, and you can download that and launch it up and go for it. I personally don't use it because I have Logos, but if I was really pinching the pennies, eSword's a fantastic option, and there are tutorials for all of these available online. So that's just a whistle-stop tour of some of the free stuff, as well as also some of the paid software that you can get available out there on the market. So don't sleep on this. Please, please, please use the tools that are available to you. Help deepen your study and get into it. It's easier than ever to compare different translations, to do study, to cross-reference things. It's so easy now to do proper Bible study. You just need to choose and explore and poke and prod and find what works for you. And with that, up next we've got basically how to study. Okay, so how to study. So first of all, you're going to want to read the passage that you're studying multiple times and in multiple different translations. That can really help get a sense as to what the verse is actually saying, and some verses may render it in a different way that you never thought of rendering it. It's a really good practice to get into. And also as well, note the differences where they agree and where they disagree. That's going to be really, really key to helping you understand where translations differ, what approach they're taking, where they agree as well, is something really important to bear in mind. For instance, John 3:16, where it talks about the begotten Son, that only occurs in the Textus Receptus translations. It isn't in the modern translations, but they are going to be changing the ESV translation to include begotten, simply because Wayne Grudem has changed his mind on the fact that begotten should be included, and as such, it should be in future editions of the ESV. So I wait and see to see if that's going to happen. So hopefully it does, because I think, you know, it's a well remembered verse, and it's in the version that says begotten. So yeah, look up the original Hebrew and Greek words, analyze the original meanings, get to grips with lexicons, dictionaries, concordances. You are going to be doing these day in, day out, get an understanding of the original meaning of the text. Also, as well, use a commentary or a study Bible to help you understand more the depth, the historical context of passages, the geographical location of passages, helps look at maps and things like that. All this stuff is available within a study Bible. Okay, so get yourself a study Bible. For an Orthodox and Catholic, or even those who might be curious as a Protestant, look up early church writers. They are going to be really, really key. In fact, actually, here we go. Have Isaiah 1. This is Catena Bible. And here we have Hippotulus of Rome, Eusebius of Caesarea, Basil the Great, Jerome, all of these writings as commentary on that verse. Catena Bible is not to be slept on, guys. Don't sleep on it. It is a fantastic free resource to look at what the early church fathers said about certain passages. Well worth it. Again, another free resource for you. So again, keep chipping away, keep finding these different things. Next, you're going to want to search and read through cross-references and see the links to other parts of Scripture. This is where things like BibleGateway is going to come in. Pop in all of those cross-references in your Bible into there with the little connecting thing, and you can look at all the cross-references in order, the way it appears in your Bible, and you can see all the different passages, put the passages where you're studying, all the different cross-references. You can literally just look at them verbatim right there in front of you. Use these tools, guys. I keep saying this. Use the tools. And lastly, make notes of your findings. Okay, make notes. Use a computer. Use Word. Use a notepad and pen. Pages if you're on a Mac, or find something. Anyway, even write down stuff on your phone. There are things available to you that will help you write down things. Use it. Just study in the way you want. Just if you take anything away from this, okay. Don't let anyone tell you how to study, and this is the way you should study. You can pick and choose from this whatever you want, okay? So just take it, fiddle around with it, pluck bits out, rearrange stuff. Do what you feel comfortable with, what works for you. Experiment, try different things, and see what helps and what you actually engage with and what you enjoy, because it should be a joyful thing, getting involved with God's Word. And with that, I'm going to leave you there. So thank you very much for watching another video. I hope you've enjoyed this. A bit of a long one, this one, but very, very important information contained within it. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to hit that like button. And also as well, why not subscribe as well whilst you're here? It's completely free. It really helps me out. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.